Yeah, SC Sports World back at you. Hey, we got a great show, man. Steelers won. I'm hyped. Ravens cry more. Y'all took an L. Just enjoy it. A lot of news. We got coaches getting fired. We got Ustrokas all the way out here. Man, it's a great show. Make sure you call us 412-530-5063, man. Let's get it started. Claudia, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. Always good to be on with you guys. Sorry I missed you last time, but again, I'm glad to be on with you. Always fun.
I got you. Big Rum, you good? Film, are you good?
Oh, man, I'm doing well, man. Doing well.
We got to make sure Smoking Jim, you good? We want to make sure you get you in early. You good, Jim?
Good.
All right. Hey, listen, let's get it started, man. Claudia, I know you got something for our huddle up, man. And I got something for our piece. But what's going on, Claudia? What's on your mind?
All right. Well, last week, you, Jim, Ralph, and I were on a text when Terry Smith did not get the Penn State job, and we were all upset because we felt he deserved to get it. Then there were some other teams interested in him. I think Connecticut, Memphis. I forgot who else was interested. And then we all said, man, we hope he waits for a bigger program. But what did he do? It sounds like he's going to stay at Penn State. And this is a quote, my quote of the week, Fillmore and Mark Brentley. Jim Valvano used to say, don't mess with happy. And, that stuck with me. People either think I'm lying or I'm crazy, and I'm neither, but I've been offered pro jobs for years that I turned down because I like my life the way it is. I don't want to be gone away from my family. I have never missed one of my daughter's events. I love being home. I love doing shows like this. I love coaching at CMU. I love scouting. I love doing all the things I do, the freedom that I have, and I don't have all my eggs in one basket, but that's me. I didn't want to mess with happy. Terry Smith, you know what? I give him a lot of credit because he chose to stay there. Again, Jim and Luther, they're the ones who introduced me to the name of Terry Smith years ago, and not just the coach, but the type of person he is. Well, now I really see the type of person he is, and I give him a hell of a lot of credit because he did not want to mess with happy. He's happy. God bless him. I still think they should have hired him, though.
I definitely agree with that. Claudio. Listen, man, mine is short and sweet. First, we got to give credit to Jacoby. My son is graduating.
Congratulations.
So
Hey, all
I'm
right.
happy about that. And I got to give a rest in peace, Big Jim. As we were talking earlier, Fillmore, Big Jim Turner was your first coach. He coached all of us. Big Rum,
Yeah.
He coached me, man. It's sad, but we had some good memories with Big Jim, flag football and all. So, rest in peace, Big Jim, man. You're a legend. You'll always be Big Jim to us, man. A lot of love. Now, Claudia, you talked about coaching, man. There's been another firing, man. We got, this guy, Sharon Moore, fired. He came on the scene crying about when Harbaugh got let go, crying. We'll see if Harbaugh does any crying now that he got fired, but he just got fired. He had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, caught red-handed, just like the picture, man, when they caught your boy. But it's amazing. He's the third coach. Remember, Mel Tucker was at Michigan State. He also got fired by the same reason. Messing with these, there's a million people there. He's married. You're messing with a staff member. There's nothing good that could come out of that. And it's just bad. They're going to lose some recruits. He had a number of 5-star recruits. They're probably going to lose the quarterback. And I heard some other stuff about him too. Like he really lost it, but I'm not sure. But we know he got fired. I'm sure about that. And I'm sure he's crying again because of it. But you can't make these decisions, man. You got to be smarter. You got to be able to control yourself, or you end up like your boy, Sharon Moore, looking for a job. All right, Smoking Jim, what you got for us, bro?
Hey, thanks, Lou. Look like another coach fell by way of kryptonite.
Kryptonite. What's kryptonite?
Hey, Luther, the only time you're ever right is when you agree with me.
Oh, stop. That's a lie.
We both said the Pittsburgh Steelers should take Deion Sanders' son in the first round. So you get a booyah for that, Lou.
Booyah.
Hey, listen, man. Fulmore, Aaron Rodgers played a heck of a game, man. He turned back the clock. He was running well. He was throwing good. He was intercepting his own passes, going deep downfield. Hey, I took my first L of the year. Luther was right. I was confident that Terry Smith would get the Penn State job, and Luther said no way. They were looking for a bigger name, a bigger candidate, and Luther was right. I've taken L. And finally, I'm going to close with this trivia, the easy trivia. I'm sure everybody would get it, but if you don't get it, I'll give it to you at the end of the show. I'm sure we're all old enough to remember when Tony Dorsett scored from 99 yards on a touchdown run.
Right.
Whose TD record did he break? And here's a hint. The running back went in the first round. He was a 6th pick overall. Whose record Tony Dorsett break when he ran that 99-yard touchdown? Again, this is a running back record that he broke. The running back was a 6th overall pick in the first round.
Okay. All right. Offhand, I can't think of it. I don't know if you guys have the answers.
I knew you wouldn't know it, Lou. if I had a dime for every time you said you didn't know something.
Oh, Jim, please.
That was a whole setup.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to give you the answer by the end of the show. But, hey, we got Black Prez in there. Fire Art Smith, Terry, CFL Defense Austin. All right. JMD's in there. What's up? Salute. Black Prez is in there. 8 double discount double check. All right. Listen, let's get into this game, man. I thought they were going to lose. I predicted the Ravens would win. I still thought the Steelers would win the division, but I had them losing. But let's start. Big Row, Fillmore, your thoughts. Why don't I get us started on this?
Go ahead, Phil.
Well, I did say the Steelers would win because their backs were against the wall, and it seemed like they do better when their backs are against the wall. So they did it, man, and of course, in Steelers Ravens fashion, it was an ugly game. Neither team deserved to win.
No team deserved to win. Okay,
neither team deserved to win. But someone has to be the loser, and I'm glad it was the black and purple. No one cares about that. This is my favorite Mike Tomlinism. No one cares we got problems, but the ones that do care are glad we got them.
Right.
I'm glad the Ravens got their problems because, hey, I'm cheering for the Steelers anyway. They deserve to lose. They did a good job on that. I'm fine with that. I'm still concerned about the run game. That lets you know, hey, look, Jim, Derek Harmon, when he's in the game, the Steelers average giving up 96 yards. Yeah, but when he's not in the game, they give up $192. So come on, man. You gotta give the young man some credit, Big Jim. Come on, man. You gotta give him some credit. So when the Steelers get the run game together, man, it's getting cold. Teams are going to be throwing less. They're going to be running more. I don't know if Achane is going to be healthy or not, but if he is healthy, he is one of them backs that will tear them a new butthole. So they better get ready. But they did good enough. They did a good enough job to win the game. Shout out to Joey Porter Jr. for not giving up on that play. And you know what? I gave Patrick Queen a bunch of mess. But
he got to play every game like he's playing the Ravens. His best game with the Steelers is when he's playing the Ravens. Outside of that, he's had some real stinkers, but
real stinkers.
Motivated. He's coming back from hip injuries and making plays. That's the guy that the Steelers need. You know, he got to think he's playing the Ravens every week.
He stepped up, and I appreciate that. And my concern is for the offensive line. They ran out of left tackles in the game, and I know Calvin Anderson he's still on crutches, and Broderick Jones still on IR. So, I feel for that, but they still pulled it out, even with their fourth string left tackle and pulled the win out. Hey, I'm not going to complain about a win.
Right. Big Rome, your thoughts?
From the gate, I like the way they was attacking the defense deep. I think they had 2 passes of over 20 yards, and they had 1 pass for 19 yards that went to Austin. I think that's big time. You got to spread it out because you have to give them the ability to open up the field. So I loved each and every one of those passes. I like the concept of what they was doing, at least early on. We still can't run the ball, so that's still a problem. We're still giving up a lot of run yards. That's also still a big problem. But the defense were making plays, and that's what it seems like it's going to be a theme for the most part for the rest of the year. It's going to get colder. We're going to have to hunker down. We got to get a little bit healthier on the defensive line. Making sure our safeties stay healthy, and continue to attack with our defense, man. Those are the kind of plays or the type of days that we're going to have in order for us to do any damage in the playoffs. So I like what I'm saying. There's still room for improvement, but we got some action, and I love it.
Okay. All right. Claudio, we didn't get your take on the show last week. What were your thoughts on this Ravens game?
Well, I did think the Ravens were going to win because I thought they were the better team, but they were not the better team. They didn't act like the better team. And again, Harbaugh outcoached himself. It was one of those things, they think we're going to do this, but we're going to do that instead type thing. You know what? They should have run the ball. And then Lamar didn't look good, but maybe pass when you want to. Maybe they put him in a position to lose and not succeed because they outthought themselves. As far as the Steelers, again, a win's a win. I don't care if you win. But the problem with that is, Rome made a great point. When you go deep, you open up the field, which should help the running game, but it didn't help the running game at all. 17 carries, 34 yards, 2 yards a carry. That's awful. Aaron Rodgers did his thing. He had 9 targets, including himself. Okay, he spread the ball around pretty good. Look, the Steelers were they had a few splash plays, obviously, but I think the thing that there was some bad calls that helped them, which is fine. That's part of the game. I as a coach, I'll take them every day. But now the thing is, as a coach, you tell them exactly. You have to be honest with them. Hey, let's not get too full of ourselves. Let's not blow a kiss to the camera just yet, because we didn't play.
You don't do that, Claudio. You don't blow the kiss to the camera when you get a victory.
I may have done an Italian salute, but that's another story. But I just think that you have to play with desperation. Let's not get too cocky, okay? So again, they played well in spots. They won. At the end of the day, they won. And Baltimore, again, they had 40 carries, 217 yards, and I think they should have had 50 carries. But now I know we're not going into the game just yet. But Miami has some strengths that maybe Pittsburgh has some holes. So again, like in boxing, what do they say? What's the term again? I'm losing my mind. The match. What's the term?
Styles make fights.
Yes.
Styles make fights. Exactly. So, but we'll get to that in a second. But again, at the end of the day, they won. Just like in baseball, whether you hit a dunker or a line drive, in the box scores, it appears as a hit. They won the game. Huge game.
Absolutely. Listen, I was wrong, and from the very beginning, I just like the aggressiveness. I don't know if this was Arthur Smith's offense or Aaron Rodgers said, "I'm doing my plays," because he was going deep. He ran through the sideline, and can we give some credit to Echols? Echols been playing pretty good as a slot corner, and Pierre Lamar Jackson to another interception to his cousin. But the run defense, man, they're letting backups get touchdowns. And do you guys think that was a touchdown? I love how Joey Porter kept fighting, but is that a touchdown? Or, I have some thoughts about that. I kind of think that was a touchdown. I thought for sure it was a touchdown. When they reversed it, I didn't understand it.
Hey, Lou, can I get in on this?
I'm waiting for you to get in, Jim.
You forget about me?
No, I'm about to come to you next, cry baby. Go ahead, Jim.
First of all, you went out of your way not to give me credit. I said the Steelers will win, and my focus is My focus is just like fine wine. I'm
Oh,
looking
my
for
gosh.
win number 9. That's very important to me.
Why?
Listen, somebody, I ain't gonna mention no names. Somebody took a shot at me about stopping the run. Derek Harmon was in there both times against Cincinnati. I go by the eye test. You guys can't tell me that Derek Harmon eye test ain't a waste of 320 pounds. He looked a lot like DeMarvin Leal.
Stop,
He
Jim.
looked like
Jim.
Ziggy
Jim,
Hood.
stats say the defense is better with him in there, Jim.
He looked like Aaron Jones. He looked like Gerald Williams with a G. And he definitely looked like Darryl Phil. So if you guys like that, I don't. You know what I mean? It's because of these fake stats that these guys is on the team 3-4 years taking up space. The guy's a first round bust. He ain't got no intensity. He ain't got no chemistry in him, and he look better gone.
Yeah, well, he looked better in the starting lineup. I mean, the defense isn't great to begin with, but with him in there, they're a little better.
3 highlights. Name me 3 highlights. The season's almost over. Name me 3 of his highlights, Luke. Go.
Jim, he's been hurt most of the year. I mean, he does have a sack. He's been hurt most of the year, Jim.
That's what I thought. They ran a sack into his belly. He was at the
Oh, Jim, man, you just want to prove yourself right, Jim. He's at the start of his career.
Everybody in the league can see the guy's a bust. He ain't a mean Joe Green. He ain't an Alan Page. He ain't a Howie Long.
You going at Hall of Famers, Jim. He's in his first year. He hasn't played 7 games yet.
Draft choices. As soon as they stepped on the field, they were great. First round draft choices, stepped on the field, they were great. You guys ain't giving TJ Watt no credit. He was making tackles in the back.
In the first quarter,
Thank you, Eli.
in the
Loud
first
don't
quarter,
make you right.
first quarter, he was right. Hey, Eli, Eli, you're right on it again. Loud don't make you right, homie. Yes, you loud and wrong. You know, Jim, just because you scream don't make you right, buddy. I don't know what your hate is against Derek Harmon, but he's showing improvement. He's a buck. All right, listen, we got our first call, man. This is my man Aaron. What's going on, Aaron?
What's going on?
All right. Thanks for calling the show, man. What's on your mind?
Not much. Hey, I'm all going to say about Derek Harmon. When we have Derek Harmon in the lineup, we averaging against our rush defense is keeping them under 100 yards rushing.
Right.
Without Derek Harmon, they're over 120.
Right. Over 150.
Right.
They're over 150. So when him being in the lineup is definitely a good thing for us.
Right.
We'll give Silver Jim credit, though. I feel like Penn State definitely should have hired Terry Smith. If anybody knows anything about recruiting in Western PA, Terry Smith, his name is all over it. So they definitely should have hired that man.
We all agree on that. Jim said they were going to hire him. I tried to tell him, like I always do, before he makes a fool out of himself, that they were not going to hire him. But Jim kept being loud and wrong again, and he took another L. I thought he was the right hire. I knew they weren't going to hire him. I knew it.
He had the right to be loud because he deserved that spot. I can tell you one thing. I've never seen a coach at a D1 Power 5 school walking through the city hallways like he was, a member of that building. So I've seen him walking through the city schools with no problem. So That's a lot of credit. I give that man.
Absolutely, man. Oh man, Eli's in there talking about bust would be Cam Ward. He's not a bust yet, man. You got to give him some time. Tennessee don't have a lot of talent around him. Stop that, Eli. Eli hates some Cam Ward. Hey, Aaron, what else you got, man, in that game? Look, question: do you think that was a touchdown? Likely. I got to get everybody's opinion on that.
To be honest, I thought it was a touchdown, but I don't feel bad because that happened with Jesse James.
Yes, sir.
For Steelers. So I don't feel bad because it wasn't called. It wasn't called, back then. So it shouldn't be called now. So I don't feel bad. But yes, I do think it was a touchdown. I don't know how many steps you got to take before it's considered, to be just like that George Pickens play was a couple years ago. He got the same foot down twice, and they said it wasn't a catch.
Right.
So it's like they got to figure that out.
That's true, man. It's like it used to be. I thought you had to have 2 feet down, catch 2 feet, and you good. Now it's 2 feet. Now it's 3 or 4 feet plus a football move. I'm like, when did y'all change that? Every time you hear it, it's something different. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Well, what do you think about this Miami game?
If they can figure out how to stop the run and put pressure on Tua, Tua don't like to get hit.
Yeah. Tua can't afford to get hit. I mean, oof.
Right.
He can't afford to get hit. So if you put pressure on him, and I think he'll cough it up. Jalen Waddle is a solid receiver, but Tyreek Hill. You got to worry about.
Why you got to throw him crib size, man? What you can't?
Oh man,
That's messed up, man. You got to throw them crib size.
Tua, listen, man. I'm surprised he's still in there, man. He's 1 hit away. He's playing at Acrosure. You never know what could happen here, man. But force him to beat you. Even last week, he only threw for 170 yards. I don't think he has the talent. It's cold. Miami usually loses when it's under 40 degrees. They have a very bad record, so we'll see. What else you got for us, Aaron?
Not much, man. I just wanted to call in. Just I hear y'all going at it as always. I love it. Keep it up.
We got to get you back on here. Aaron. What's going on with the Alderdice girls?
They're 4-1 right now. They just beat Newton last night, 63-40.
Oh wow.
Yep. Yeah. Your girl Bailey is like 80 points away from being the all-time leading female scorer.
Okay.
So it's looking like it's gonna happen.
All right, we got to get out there and check out the Alderdice Dragon girls, and then the boys just they had a nice one against Woody High. Big Rum, you hear that they just smoked Woody High in basketball.
That's delightful.
Yeah, they had a nice one against Woody High, but they took a nice one against Central Catholic last night.
Okay.
They didn't do too good against Central.
Oh man, okay. You got to keep us posted, man. I got to get out there, man. I really want to see some more Alderdice girls this year. So we definitely going to do that, man. Appreciate the call, Aaron. We got a couple more people calling in, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, take care. All right. Appreciate Simone coming in. And we got Eli said that was a touchdown. Refs on that Chauncey Billups-ish. Somebody said that ref was talking to his cousin. Good thing for Tua is UPMC has great hospitals. All right, Eli. Correct call by the instant replay. Incomplete pass. Come on, Black Preds. I don't know. I've seen something like that be called a touchdown before. Hey, Smoker Jim, weigh in on this before we get this next call.
Yeah, that was a touchdown every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Well, not this past Sunday.
Definitely the referees favored the Pittsburgh Steelers all game long, man. Only time
they didn't. Because what about the holding calls? You know how many holding calls they ain't called?
Only time they called plays against the Steelers when they had to, when Joey Porter out there raping guys.
Raping.
You know what I mean?
There you go with that man in jail, man. Come on. Watch that language, brother.
Poor choice of words, my brother.
Come on, man. Change that word, Jim. Damn.
Okay, listen, you can't reach grass and pull jerseys.
He only got
and have everything under your fingernails.
Trying to get my man demonetized.
I know, right?
Trying to do everything they can to favor the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I love it because they're 2 games away from my goal, 9 wins.
Oh, here you go with the 9 wins. I definitely thought the Steelers got a nice whistle. Even the call against the center, Jones, that's an iffy call. He hit the center, and they got a automatic first down.
It wasn't an iffy call. They came back and said that they called it wrong.
They apologized.
They came and apologized and said they called it wrong. So, yeah, we got a couple calls in our direction, man. That play, in my mind, was a touchdown. The way they set the rules up, it's a lot of gray area, and that's part of the problems with these rules. We got a person that's up there in New York, who's supposed to be watching this and flashing this down almost instantaneously. That took too long. That means that they have to think about what the rules are. They're cracking open the rule books and dusting them off.
Yeah,
that means that they got to shape that up. And
then
they're
the
going to
mic
probably
wasn't
do
even
something.
on the hit. You couldn't even hear what the head ref said. The mic wasn't on either. So we're like, is it a touchdown? What happened? There was a lot of wild stuff in that one, man. If you're a gambling person, that had to be working your nerves, that game.
No, but I agree with Big Rome though. It's like it's according to the rule, right? The way they've written the rule, it's not a touchdown. They need to change the rule because all of us looking, saying, yeah, that's a touchdown.
Right.
But according to the rule, what they call, he had to have possession, 2 feet, and time to do a football move. That's the gray area. What to the time to do a football move in the end zone would be the third step. And if you're in the open field, would be the tuck or something or turn of field. So that there's too much gray area on the time to do a football move.
Let me say something about that gray area. You made a great point. If he was to go catch that ball and put his 2 feet down and then stepped out of bounds, that would have been a touchdown.
Right.
But he gets in the middle of the end zone. He catches the ball, take 2 steps to have his arms extended. That's not a touchdown.
Yeah, if he's at
means there's a flaw.
Get a knee in,
right?
That's a touchdown.
That means there's a flaw. There's a flaw in how you judgment whether it's a touchdown or not. In the same area, you shouldn't have separate ways as if he's scoring a touchdown. If you toe tap, it's a touchdown.
Right.
If you toe tap in the middle of the end zone, it's not a touchdown.
Yeah, I think they do that deliberately to keep the conversation going, and they could change the rules, everything. All right. Eli said there was some serious knowing calls, an obvious face mask on King Henry. All right, some defensive holds. There's always going to be defensive holds. All right, Troy. All right, yeah, I don't like them dirty birds either. This has been a great job. Still, just need to make plays. Underground. Now, fellas, you got to complete the catch no matter what. Hey, underground, man. Listen.
We're not arguing. We're not arguing the case of it. We're talking about the gray area of the call.
Facts.
If you could toe tap in the middle of the end zone and it be a touchdown, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. Just like you could toe tap on the edge of the end zone. Right. That's the gray area we're talking about. We know it's a rule. We're saying it's a bad rule. Because there's so much gray area on what constitutes a catch and what doesn't constitute a catch, depending on what part of the end zone you're catching a ball at.
Yeah. I was going at Underground on his show, man. Make sure you check out the Underground Sports Show about that. But Black Crash said no gray area. What do you talk about, Black Crash? There is a gray area because it keeps changing. Call in. I don't know what you mean. It's a good rule. Come on, man. It's pro football. All right. Hey, let's jump back to the phone lines. We got a caller, Mark. Mark on the line? Hey, we hear you now. What's up, Mark? Thanks for the call.
Yes, sir. How you guys doing? How's everybody doing, man?
Excellent.
Hey, Mark.
Listen, I agree. I think that was a touchdown, but I'm in the same boat that everybody else is. Hey, if it's good for my team, I think it. And so it looked like a touchdown, from the cheap seat from where I was sitting. And so I don't know how they called that, but it worked out okay for us. Hey, listen, I think the turning point in the game was, I want to say it was 6 yards. They were 6 yards away from the field, from the end zone. And I thought it was a fake pass, but then Rodgers ran it in.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was the turning point. I think I've never seen that man run so hard and so fast. I mean, I thought he owed some brothers some money the way he was running. You know what I mean? And he ran the end zone. But if you notice what he did afterwards, he almost let out a steam, almost to say, you see, I can run. Right. I can run, you know what I mean? And so I think that was a turning point. And I think he got himself a new set of you-know-what from that point on, and I seen him start doing some gutsy things. He was playing gutsy, and I think the guys felt that, and I think that it made a difference. So, but a W is a W, and I'll take it any way I can get it. Also, this week they mentioned that the NFL was here, and they had a meeting with different stakeholders and community leaders and business owners getting ready for the draft when they come in here. Now, I don't know how they can come in and out of town without meeting the folks from Steel City here. So, you know what I mean? I hope that there's an effort made on your part to send them an email, reach out to them. If they do nothing more, but at least, that you guys interview some of them before they get here, or have a spot down there for you guys to do your show live down there. And the reason why I say that is that I am really impressed on the appearance that the NFL is really trying to reach out and be diverse and to reach out to everyone in the city to do business with them. And if it's sincere, then I'm just saying you can't really ask for any more than that. And I just hope somewhere that they share that, and that our community sports show here would get an opportunity to get some of that limelight. So I hope you guys continue to reach out. Okay. So, but I don't know much about this game coming up. I am still amazed that Tua, I think his name is. I'm still amazed that he survived as long as he has in the NFL. Is he shorter? And I don't want to be disrespectful. Or is he not as tall as Doug Flutie? Is he shorter than Doug Flutie?
No,
I don't know how
he's taller than Doug Flutie, but he's not a tall quarterback. Everybody's taller than Doug Flutie.
Right.
But he's not much taller. He's a shorter quarterback, doesn't have the strongest arm, and he's just injury prone. I mean, I'm shocked he survived this long. He hasn't had any concussions, but Acrisure has been known to take out a lot of players. I think they can rattle him.
Yeah.
No, he's not as short as Doug Flutie, though. No, nobody is.
Yeah, but he looks like he's shorter than Doug, because that's what it looked like to me. But I don't know. I think it's his ability to scramble, maybe, or because I just don't know how he survived, man, in this league, and where one hit can take you out, man. And I don't know. I think he's at least 6 or 7 years that he's been in there, if not longer. That's still just something that's super, super amazing. So I am hoping for a W. I was just so surprised I was happy when they won over Baltimore, because I still believe that somewhere they're going to find out that Lamar Jackson is. I think he's made of rubber, brother. I don't think he's human. You know what I mean? And because this man, he shook a couple of our backs. I mean, they were almost a half a yard in front of him, and it's just amazing his ability to cut and how fast. You blink and he hits you for 9 yards, man. It's just amazing. But we got to win, and I'm happy for it. I would love to hear your call here, and then even a prediction on the rest of the season. I just hope it continues. A final question, if somebody can ask. I remember 3 games ago they were talking about that Tomlin was, I think, 1 game away from either tying the record of the winningest coach that's been with the team, the same team the longest. And they said if he just got 1 more win, he would either tie that record or beat it. Does anybody know anything about that? Did he tie it, or will this game, if he wins, will that make him break the record? I'll hang up and listen. Thank you, guys. I'll talk to you.
All right. Hey, Jim, you want to weigh in on this?
Yes,
you'd be kind of quiet.
Always good to hear from Mark Brentley, whose son was one of the greatest high school quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. But hey, Lou, this past win tied him for 10th of all time with Dan Reeves. He's 3 wins away from tying Chuck Noll at 193 wins, which is amazing. Again, Coach Tomlin will be here long enough to break Don Shuler's record. Hey, the only shame is under Ed Gainey's regime, the only victory band or marching band or parade he had was with the Yellow Jackets, won the ABA, and I think they folded the next year. So that's the only.
Wow.
That's the only.
Come on, man.
Wow.
We didn't have more championships for my man Ed Gainey.
Jim, come on, man.
Oh, man.
Jim. All right. I don't know how we got there, Jim, man. Hey, but he opens up a line. Oh, we do got somebody on the line. Richard's on the line. What's up, Richard?
Ooh, what's up, Luther? What's going on, buddy?
All right. Is this Underground?
Yes, sir. This is Rich from the Underground, baby. How y'all doing tonight?
I'm good.
All
I'm
right.
good. Man. Glad you called in, man.
All right, no doubt. Hey, man, I just wanted to talk about the gray area you're talking about with the catch. You understand what I'm saying? I don't understand the gray area where you guys are looking at, because I see 2 steps, and then I see my man JPJ, who nobody wants to give credit to for knocking the ball out of his hand. We always want to rip him when he's doing the wrong thing, like holding and wrestling all day. We all know he does that. But when he makes a play, he never gets the credit. But I really don't understand the gray area. The guy took 2 steps and he knocked the ball out of his hand. He never made a football move, never completed the catch. So where's this gray area that the referees really had to look at? I think that the referees on the field didn't want nothing to do with it, so they called it a touchdown, knowing that New York would take a look at it, let them make the decision, and that's what it was. If you go back to the Calvin Johnson catch back in the day, Calvin Johnson got 2 feet in, fell on his butt, tried to get up and drop the ball, and they still called it not a touchdown. So that catch on Sunday wasn't even close to what Calvin Johnson did, and they called that a no catch. So I don't understand the gray area that you guys are looking at, man. I love the show, man, all the time. I listen every week.
Hey, Rich, hold on. Rich, now what about Roman Wilson? He had a catch similar to that earlier this year.
He did. I seen it.
And they ruled it a touchdown. It was very similar to this play, and they ruled it a touchdown. So we've seen this type of play get ruled a touchdown. That's why there's a gray area. We've seen it get ruled a touchdown, and we've seen it not be ruled a touchdown.
I think the gray area is what is up for interpretation. I was listening to a couple things where they said him extending his arms was a football move.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're talking about them having to have 3 steps,
right,
making a football move. Also, in certain parts of the end zone, all you have to do is get 2 feet in.
So if you make the 3rd step, you also have to complete the catch.
Understood, though, but you can complete the catch as well by coming out there and getting to the getting outside of the joint. Though you see the difference between the 2 feet and the 3 feet when you're in the middle of the end zone. Can we decipher between those two?
Yeah.
You don't have to have 3 feet in when you're coming out the edge of the end zone, but you got to have 3 feet in the middle of the end zone.
Yeah, right. Rich, I think there's a lot of gray in that end zone. There's all kind of gray.
The thing is, as soon as he put the 2nd foot down, that's when the ball came out. It was simultaneous.
He was almost about to put his 3rd.
It was 2.5.
Down, man. Look,
yeah,
Rich, look, we could play it again. I mean, he has 2 feet.
1, 2.
That's not actually the full. Hold on.
Yeah,
I caught it late. All right.
Yeah,
One, two. He got 2 feet in.
We're about to put the 3rd foot down.
Yeah. So he had 2 feet, had the ball, and the 3rd one, the ball got knocked out.
So possession is control the ball and then 2 feet. So that's possession. That possession was established. The gray area is, when is the football move? Was the football move when him having the hands out or not? So possession was established when he put the 2nd foot down. That should have been a touchdown at that point.
You don't think that's when the ball was coming out?
No.
I think that it was slapped out of his hand simultaneously with that 2nd foot coming out.
Look, 1, 2. And he's about to put his 3rd in, and then it gets knocked out.
I must be on the wrong stream because I can't see nothing. But hey, I looked over and over and over. I feel like there ain't no gray area, man. If he knocked it out of his hand, you got to possess the ball. There would be no argument if you hold on to the ball and tuck the ball away. You know what I mean?
And that would be the football move. The tuck would be the football move.
That's what I'm saying. That's the football move. So to me, there's like I said, there's no gray area. Even if you say a half step, the third full step would have been a football move, but he didn't even get the full step in, and he lost the ball. He was careless with the ball. This is the same guy in the Baltimore game last year against the Chiefs where couldn't get his feet in bounds at the end of the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, he does careless stuff like that because he was trying to be pretty, and he got the ball knocked out of his hand, man. You took that ball away, game over. Game over.
We all could agree on that for sure.
Right.
Yeah, all right. But, hey, man, like I said, y'all, man, I love the show, man. Lou, you know that, man. I listen every week. Love everybody else's input on the show, man. I'm going to keep listening, man, because I want to know what y'all think about the Miami game.
All right, hey, well, tell us what you think before you go. How do you see it?
I do believe Miami's pretty dangerous. Miami won the last, 5 games out of 6 games, or 5-1 in the last 6 weeks. And they got a little offense, man. They've been scoring in the 30s. It ain't always Tua that do it. I think A-Chain is the most dangerous dude on the offense.
Facts.
And, we giving up yards on the ground. And then play action, they go to Waddle. It might be a little trouble on Monday night, man. The Dolphins always play us tough. So, we'll see. It ain't going to be a gimme because there ain't no Steeler game to gimme. We all know that.
Right.
So, that's pretty much what I think about it, man. A-Chain's the X factor. I'm going to say that.
That's for sure. No doubt. Hey, Rich, man, appreciate the call, man. And when's your show on it? Tell the viewing audience, when's your show's on again? Underground Sports?
Yeah, Underground Sports Show. It's pretty much like your show, about an hour and a half before game day at 11 a.m. Mm-hmm. All the way up to game day. We talk fantasy football. We talk betting. We talk sports. And you know what else we talk, Luther? You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say that on your show. You know what I mean? But we do that too. And, Tuesday nights at 11 p.m. if you're a night guy, but it's also good in the morning, man. It's a show you can watch again in the morning. It don't got to be live, but you can call into the show also, just like your show. Mm-hmm. And, talk your sports and talk what. So it's all good.
Hey, appreciate you, Rich, man. We'll definitely be calling in, all right?
All right, man. I appreciate y'all.
All right, appreciate you.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, later. Hey, he leaves the phone line open. Somebody call in if you want. Eli says 2-6-1. Yeah, Doug Flutie was listed as 5'10". Yeah. I kind of think he was a little shorter than that. But Lori had a question. Thanks for the call or the text, Lori. Which area should the Steelers invest in first? Offensive line, quarterback, or coaching to return to AFC contention? All right, Jim, let me let you jump in because you've been quiet. You and Claudio been real quiet. Jim, what would you say to Lori?
First of all, I just want to say Richard had a great call, and he's right. In the 70s, the Miami Dolphins used to destroy the Super Bowl champion Steelers. The Miami Dolphins is the greatest team of all time. Undefeated, except in 1972. Undefeated. Nobody's ever done that before. Tua used to out-coach Chuck Noll all the time. I don't think there's anything.
Who has more Super Bowls?
I don't think there's anything wrong with the Pittsburgh Steelers way they're going on right now, man. The brand is great. You can't win a championship each and every year.
Jim, they was just talking about firing the coach and Boot doing Renegade.
Well, who was talking about it? I didn't hear Rooney saying that.
Well, we heard the whole crowd, and it made national media, Jim.
Now the fans love the coach.
Do they?
You know what I mean? The fans will be getting chitlins at Christmas. And so, I'm just saying this. Pittsburgh Steelers only had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the history of their team, which is 100 years old. And until they get that quarterback, there's nothing wrong with having a winning season. Keeping hope alive.
Keep hope alive. All right, Jesse Jackson. Keep hope alive. All right. Claudia, your thoughts? Oh, Eli, and who do you think? Well, all right. Eli said coach, then line in his opinion. All right. Go ahead, Claudia. What you got for us?
First, I thought you forgot about me. I'm like Jim now. To answer Lori's question, I think offensive line. I've said it numerous times. That's the most important position on the field. They're not going to get rid of Tomlin. And don't fall in love with a quarterback for next year's draft just to make a splash draft. Offensive line, I still think they should sign Aaron Rodgers, go from there, because I don't think any of them are worthy of a number one pick. As far as the game is and as far as that catch is concerned, boy, Rome and Fillmore and Rich made a lot of great points. I'll say this: if it was George Pickens as the receiver, we wouldn't be having this conversation because he wouldn't have caught the ball.
All right.
As far as the game is concerned, again, Rich he said a word: dangerous. It is dangerous. Styles make fights. I don't like the style matchup for the Steelers. Miami is number one in rushing. Okay, they're having, I think, like 190 yards. That's a hell of a lot of yards. And I don't know if Pittsburgh's going to be able to stop it. And another thing that Pittsburgh has a hard time with is what? Tight ends. They have 3 good tight ends. Waller's a good tight end. Dulich, I believe his name is Dulich. He's a good tight end. And Julian Hill, don't forget about him. He's got 8 yards a catch. So and Waller averages about 14 a catch. He's close to being a wide receiver. So they do have some matchup issues. And then on the defensive side, and Tua, if I was Miami, I would say I don't want him throwing more than 20 times. Run the ball. And the other back, the main back is, how do you pronounce that? Akani. He's got 1,100. Okay. I try to put the Italian pronunciation into it, Gilmore.
Of course.
Akani. I got you.
There you go. I like that. He's got about 6 yards of pop. He's got 1,100 yards plus. And another, Wright is pretty good. They got another guy, Ollie Gorman, who can break on a running game. So they got some guys who can run. On the defensive side, okay, that Chubb is he's got some sacks. He can put some pressure on Rodgers. But not only that, the thing is that they don't have a lot of interceptions, but they do create some fumbles. And they're not bad. They've been from game 1 to last week, they've probably made the biggest jump in the NFL as to stopping the run. They weren't that good at the beginning, but now they're pretty solid. And the Steelers last week with 17 carries, 34 yards, I think that's going to continue for Miami. It isn't like they have a big back here in Pittsburgh. So I think that, again, tight ends are a problem for the Steelers. Stopping the run is a problem for the Steelers. Defensively, I think they'll put a little more pressure on Rodgers. And again, they're much better against the run. They're not a big turnover team, but they do stop. They're good against third downs. So I think it's a bad matchup.
Okay. All right. Yo, we got Eli on the phone. Eli, what's going on? Thanks for the call.
Not a whole lot, man. Hey, thanks for having me once again. Just to backtrack about the rushing numbers, the Bills are actually first in the NFL in rushing with 157 yards per game. The Dolphins are 8th. But I do think the Steelers will beat Miami for a couple reasons. A, it's Monday Night Football. It's Pittsburgh. It's going to be chilly as hell. I mean, we're talking it's going to be like 25 degrees. It's going to be windy. Miami is not built for that. The finesse game that Miami has is not gonna fly with those cold temperatures, that kind of wind, and those kind of hits. Because the Steelers, if we watched that Ravens game, they were hitting. Yeah, like they were hitting people, and for them to keep Derrick Henry under 100 yards, they're gonna keep little Devin, bottled up. I do believe that the Steelers are smart enough to know that the only thing that's keeping Miami winning is the running game. It's allowing Tua to do the play action, all this little RPO fancy stuff. And this is the December month. This is when the grind has to happen. And Pittsburgh's not stupid. Every time Tomlin gets called out, the Steelers usually play well for the rest of that time. With the exception of last year, because we did have, the Chiefs in on Christmas and stuff like that. It was a little bit of a different schedule. But the Dolphins lose their momentum this weekend. I'm fully convinced of it. And earlier, when I typed in about Cam Ward being a bust, look, he got outplayed outplayed by Shador last week by like 250 yards. Okay. He's once again another 2 turnover game. Everybody's talking about, oh, he didn't get sacked. It's like, bro, they ran the ball more than they ran since Derrick Henry's been gone. And you wonder why Cam Moore didn't get hit a million times and why Myles Garrett didn't have 5 sacks. Like they're talking about how, oh, Dan Moore did his job. It's like Dan Moore didn't have to pass block half the game. So I still do believe Cam Ward is a bust. I think the best thing that they should do is let him and Levis have a real competition next year because they're both garbage. So either way, you're going to have the trash man at quarterback. But, that works for the Tennessee trash cans, being who they are. But at least you'll have truly the best one of the garbage men out there.
Oh, gosh.
And Eli is a Titans fan, okay? So it's coming from a Titans fan.
He said he don't like either quarterback.
I love my two-tone blue, but I can't stand what's happening, man. It's horrible.
I don't think the head-to-head was indicative of whether one was a good guy and one was a bust. We're talking about Tennessee's defense. Tennessee's defense isn't good. They're not great. They're not the worst, but they're not good. Cleveland's defense, if they had a semblance of an offense, we'll be talking about them as having one of the best defenses in the league. And I say that with the God-honest truth because they are dynamic. So
I don't know.
You expect Ward to put numbers up against that defense, especially with the offense that ain't playing so good, 3 and outs and understand like that. I understand because you're a fan, and I'll take your word for it, but I can't make it indicative based off of the teams and who they had to play against quarterback to quarterback versus the defenses. You put Shador Sanders versus their defense, and Shador Sanders ain't putting up 300 yards. I can guarantee that. I'm just putting that out there. I'm looking at it. We got to play these guys in about a couple weeks. I don't see us doing anything dynamic like that. So, but Ward does need to improve in order to get out of this label of being called a bust. But it's his first year. Right. You can't call people a bust in the first year.
He's averaging like 125 passing yards a game, man.
Okay.
I just
okay, Eli, to answer me this. Do you all have a number one receiver on your team? A legitimate number one receiver on your team?
We haven't had a number one receiver in our league since A.J. Brown, man.
That's what I'm saying. So you expecting to work miracles? The offensive line isn't great from what I see.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. This is a little bit of history. Okay. Who did Tom Brady have as a true number one before Randy Moss?
Okay.
Good point.
He won 3 Super Bowls. He won 3 Super Bowls with David Givens, with David Patton, and with Deion Branch.
Okay. But he did have an offensive line that was way better.
Right. But this is the difference between the two, though.
But Tom Brady still had to complete balls.
And he had a great defense. Now, his first couple Super Bowls, he wasn't Tom Brady that we know Tom Brady.
He definitely wasn't Tom Brady. He was winning 20-17.
He was a game manager. He turned in to be the GOAT, but back then he wasn't putting up.
He was never a turnover machine, though.
And he had clock killing Corey Dillon.
Listen,
so you didn't have Corey Dillon until after that 3rd Super Bowl. Corey Dillon didn't win a Super Bowl with those 3 receivers. He had Stephen Davis. He had some other guys, some big backs. But the fact is, like, he had Kevin Falk and stuff like that. He had Deion Lewis was one of his running backs that won a Super Bowl with. And Deion Lewis, man, he was garbage in Tennessee. But the thing is, like, Brady was never a turnover machine. The most interceptions he ever threw in a season was 14. You got Cam Ward. It's every other pass.
You can't compare that. So Tom Brady started playing with a playoff team.
Right. Yeah.
His start was a playoff team.
Right. Drew Bledsoe had been in the playoffs for the year.
They were 5-11.
No. They were 5 when they drafted him. When he started playing, he took over Drew Bledsoe. They were in the playoffs. He started playing. His start was at a playoff team. Yeah. So you can't compare the two because the team around him was garbage.
Yeah, he had a good team around him. They were a playoff team. He went to a good team when he was a rookie. He was a 6-man. What'd you say?
They were 9-7. They definitely they were a winning team. I get that. I give you that, Phil. I give you that.
I appreciate that. Now, Eli's my guy. He knows a lot of football, man. He knows a lot of football.
We always talk football. But you guys, hey, I love watching. My son is actually here with me, and he's like, "You should call the guys. You should talk to Phil." So you got a new viewer here, and I figure we call him, shoot some shit.
I appreciate that,
Eli. We appreciate that, man. Hopefully for the Titans, you guys will get it together, man. But y'all got your second win of the season against Shador, so that's a good thing.
No, it's not because according to him, it put them out in the basement bowl. They can't get first round pick. They can't get first pick.
They're still in contention. There's
still time.
There's still time. Hey, Eli, man, appreciate the call. We got a couple more calling in. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, later. Hey, he frees up the line 412-530-5063. Let's jump into this, guys. There's a couple other things I did want to get into real quick before we get out of here. Go ahead, Jim.
Hey, let me just say this real quick. Again, you won't give me credit.
Oh, my God.
Before the draft, if it was 12 rounds, I wouldn't draft Cam Ward.
You did?
I was right again. Hey, listen, the worst team in the history of the National Football League is that New Orleans Saints team that Archie Manning went to, when every game he looked like a quarterback. That's the difference. Somebody eye test. Cam Ward don't look like a quarterback. That's why he's a bust. I don't care where Deion Sanders' son goes. He would look like a quarterback. Cam Ward is not throwing off his back foot flat. I wouldn't take him. Tennessee should cut him right now.
Dang, you're not. Come on, Jim.
He's there right now.
Right now. Listen, I'm not giving up on Cam Ward. I love his story. He went from a no-star recruit. He just kept, from Washington State to Miami to the number one pick. This was a guy that didn't get a lot of offers coming out of college. He just kept working and kept working. Yeah, well, he's the number one pick, and I think if they put some talent around him, I think he'll be a solid quarterback. I think he has the potential. Let me say that, the potential to be a decent quarterback. So we'll see. We'll see. Listen, guys, real quick, Shador Sanders put on a show. We were just talking about. He put on a show against Tennessee. I mean, these are pinpoint passes. What did you think about him, Jim? I had him as the number one rated quarterback coming out.
Yep.
And here's one thing. This really impressed me. I thought he was dead to rights when they got him. He just kept fighting something they said he couldn't do. He couldn't scramble, but he runs for a 20-yard touchdown. He put up 360 yards, 3 touchdowns passing, 1 touchdown rushing. Listen, man, he's going to be a star. If the Browns keep him, he's going to be giving the Steelers problems for years to come. We'll see him in a couple weeks. Rum, you shaking your head.
Yeah, because we just said that Cam Ward can't be labeled a bust. This dude, just like I said, played against the Titans defense, and he put up 300 yards. Good for him. But he ain't played against a defense that he played well against yet, that was worth the salt. We're not going to take this one game. He put up 300 yards against them bums.
Well,
and expect him to be the next great coming. I don't see it,
but
I'm not voting against him.
Right.
But I'm not going to weigh it up against playing against the Titans as him being all world.
Well, listen, that's true. It's just one game, but the MVP candidate, the leading MVP, Drake May, played against him. He didn't put up those numbers. Stafford, a lot of guys played against that D and didn't put up those numbers. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. But I think he is going to be a star. Real quick before we get out of here, I did want to talk about Bud Crawford, the WBC. I did want to get that. Did everybody hear it? Jim, I want you to hear it. The WBC stripped him of his belt. They said he didn't pay the sanction fees. Oh, we do. All right, let's get this call. We'll do one call. We got Carl on the line. Carl.
Oh, greetings. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. What's up, Carl? What's on your mind? Thanks for the call.
This is Carl from Washington, D.C.
All right, Carl, what's going on?
What's on my mind? Well, for FYI, to anybody following college football, You heard about what happened at Michigan. Let
Yeah.
me just say something. Michigan has a very low tolerance for adultery, or this sort of thing. Jerome is more public, but this has happened with the president of Michigan. 2 presidents ago, something like this went on. That guy is gone, and he's the president of the university. So they have a very low tolerance for this type of stuff.
Okay.
I just wanted to say congratulations to you, especially for this coming Friday and Saturday. FYI, all the stores at Wonder Plaza on Georgia Avenue are gone. They're all gone.
Jeez.
Anyway, have a great evening. It's a wonderful life, and congratulations again.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate that, Carl. All right. He leaves the line free. Real quick, let me do this before we got here, man. The lines were blowing up. We appreciate everybody. We have Bud Crawford. I tried to censor some of this, but he's having some issues with the WBC. Claudio, Jim, we know a little something about the WBC, but he paid the other organizations a certain amount of money. The WBC wanted more. So hopefully I was able to censor some of this. If there is some bad language, you know, excuse me for it, but check it out. Can you all hear that all right?
Mauricio, you know, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000 plus another $100K something for sanction fees, right? They ain't gonna tell me. I ain't even apologize. Like, who the fuck you think I am? Well, you better slap your fucking self and paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any of the other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit. The fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free, motherfucker. What are you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanctioned bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanctioned bodies agreed to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fucking belt. It's a trophy anyway. The fuck am I paying you every time I step foot in the fucking ring?
All right. That's a little bit of Bud Crawford. You know, he was unhinged. You know, Bud, pound for pound, WBC doing more WBC BS. He paid the other organizations the same amount, but they wanted an extra $300,000. Wow, Jim. Let me start with Jim first. Jim, what were your thoughts on that?
Well, Lou, let me give you credit. I give you an F for editing. If Bud Crawford couldn't draw flies, nobody cares about Bud Crawford.
What?
Pay the money. You got the money. Pay the money. Don't nobody care. Bud Crawford, if he was fighting down there at the Chuck Cooper Arena, he couldn't get 100 people to go watch him fight. Nobody cares about Bud Crawford.
Lies.
He's a great fighter. But he's like Earl Spence. They don't move the dial. So listen, pay the money. You got the money. You're rich. You're sitting on pay the money.
He paid. Jim.
That's why they stripped him. I'm glad they stripped him.
And they look bad. Social media, everybody's been on him.
It opens the door for Canelo to get the belt back to true 168-pound giant.
How is he the true? Bud Crawford washed him. And Jim, you need to stop all your lying. Jim, stop your lying. Bud Crawford was the second most searched athlete on Google this year behind Shador Sanders. So stop the lies. He does draw. You know, that for me?
Google?
Yes.
That's where you're getting your boxing information now?
No,
Google?
what I'm saying, he was searched. Did you see Netflix? Him and Canelo did big numbers, Jim. Him and Canelo. Why does the WBC deserve more money? Jim. Who was his opponent? Jim, answer me this. Jim, there you go, loud and wrong. Answer me this. Why does WBC deserve more money than WBO, the WBA, and the IBF? Why? Okay, all right, Chip, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. Everybody else accepted the same amount, and they said they want more.
If it didn't make, the WBC's always been number one. What you want, the WBO? Does it be the biggest? The WBC's the biggest, not the NABC.
Jim.
Luther, what I said for years, it's not the belt that makes the fighter, it's the fighter that makes the belt. For example, Larry Holmes was the first, whenever I believe it may have been the WBC that he dropped or they stripped, all of a sudden the IBF was offended and they gave it to Larry Holmes. Everybody recognized him as the champion, right? Well, if they'd have given me the WBC heavyweight title, so hell with him. Larry Holmes is still the champion. So it's the fighter who makes the belt. These sanctioning fees, that's ridiculous. $300,000 is a hell of a lot of money, in my opinion. Right. I think they should all be lowered. Where's that money going? What's the purpose of it? What's the overhead covering? I agree with Bud Crawford, and I'm just looking at it from my perspective. I'd have done the same damn thing.
Yeah,
I agree. And you did a hell of a job editing too.
I just let it play. Bud Crawford was too energized. He had a lot of explicit language in there, and I said, I'm done. He's going to say what he's going to say. But the point is, all these boxers, and Claudio and Jim, you know, we interviewed quite a few of them out here struggling. Why doesn't that money go help them with their expenses, with their needs? A lot of them are struggling with housing, cars, medical bills, and the WBC's out here, you know, holding guys up for $300,000 here, $100,000 here, and these guys need money to live. No.
Good point.
Did it. All right, Phil Moore, Big Run, what are your thoughts before we get out of here?
Mine is real quick. We've seen the fight. We've seen who won. We all understand who the champ is. Okay, with the belt or without the belt, we know who it is. When Ali got stripped of the belt for refusing to go to the draft, every boxer knew who the champ was. We know who the champ is.
Facts.
We know.
Facts. Go ahead, Big Ron.
It just goes to show you that boxing will always be in a terrible place. It's just another mark against what they bring to the table. You bring yourself out of the light with good fights, and then something like this comes up out of the shadows and they get exposed.
Right.
And it's a shame where we can't concentrate on the fighters. We can't concentrate on the fight. We have to hear something about you having to pay extra, which makes you think that they do that just to get him away from that belt, just so they can give the belt to someone else, just so they can XYZ. That kind of thinking is why the UFC is really popular. Because at some point, somebody's going to look somewhere else for this kind of entertainment. Absolutely. And it's a shame because I enjoy boxing a lot. I grew up with my grandfather. My maternal grandfather was a really big boxing fan. He used to have VHS tapes all through his living room, just stacked up of all the old fights.
Facts.
And it's something that attracts you to it. Then you're talking about in the mid-'80s, you're looking at all the middleweight fights that were fantastic. These boxers were fantastic. Then you got Mike Tyson coming into the place. That builds. And then you see all the shiftiness as you become an adult. And it kind of pulls you away from it. I'm still a fan, and I like to watch good fights, but it ain't the same as when we grew up, even though they had some shifty stuff going on here. And this is just another blight. And it's a shame that it had to happen. Like, you get exposed like that makes you think, what's up with not the legality, but what's going on with, is everything on the up and up?
Absolutely. There you go. There you go. Hey, Jim, we got Lori Penn. Just because Jim yells doesn't make his information right. Yes. He's at Loud and Wrong, Proud and Wrong. Yes, that's Jim's middle name. I agree. Yes, you could also support the nonprofit scsportsworld.com. Any last thoughts, Smoking Jim? People been going in on you about your yelling, your wrong information. Any more wrong information you want to put out there, Jim?
Well, I want to put some right information out there.
That'll be a first.
As I always do. Congratulations, Lou, to your son. Always been a gentleman and a humble young man, which is surprising because he had a loud mouth for a father.
Yeah. All right, Jim. You got a top 5 for us, or who's your top 5?
I can do it real quick. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, come on, Jim.
Give me the Rams. What, Lou? You have to give some consideration to the Chicago Bears. And
they just lost.
What, Lou? And until they're officially out, I'm going to put the Baltimore Ravens and Kansas City Chiefs in my top 5.
Come on, Jim. That's the worst. That's the worst top 5 ever. All right. Big Bro, what you got for we got here? Your top 5, man. Jim,
oh, goodness
that
gracious.
CTE is, man, come on, man.
I'd say off the top of my head, I think the Rams have to be number 1. I really like what they're putting in together. To my chagrin, Seattle is up there too. You could probably put them at number 2. You could probably put Denver at number 3.
Okay.
That's a big. They're doing big time up here. A lot of these teams I just don't like, and it makes it so hard for you to vote for this stuff. And guess who will be probably in the top 5 as well as New England. New England is playing top-notch football out here, and it's scary because we just got rid of a superstar quarterback, and it seems like one just fell up in their lap.
Right.
Let's go with Green Bay for number 5.
All right. Hey, Jim, this is why Jim has that. This was Jim on the field a lot in his playing career as a running back. You know, the CTE really. This was Jim a couple times. I found some footage, Jim. This is how you used to be. But my top 5, I got number 5. I'm going to go with Seattle. Number 4, I'm going to go with the Bears. Number 3, I'm going with Philadelphia, even though they lost. Number 2, Green Bay. And number 1, the Rams. Listen, I don't believe in New England. I don't believe in Denver. They both could be one and done. They're having great years, but I don't have any faith in them in the playoffs. And Buffalo, if they get in with their kryptonite being out, they may end up representing the AFC because there's no Kansas City, no Patrick Mahomes, and they have a bunch of young guys. I think they can go to Denver and win. I think they can go to New England and win. And the door is wide open for the Steelers because I think the Steelers can beat either one of those 2 teams. And they beat New England earlier with a lot of turnovers. So there's my top 5. All right. Fillmore and then Claudia, wrap us up. Go ahead, Fillmore.
All right, look, I'm with you with the Seattle at 5, at the 5 deal. I don't know how you put the team. I don't know how you could put teams that Chicago beat in the top 5. As Ric Flair said, to be the man, you have to beat the man.
I don't believe the man. Chicago. I saw they lost to Green Bay. They will fall when it gets.
But they beat Philly, and you got Philly there. So you got to beat the man. You have to beat the man.
In the playoffs, Philly will beat Chicago
if Philly make the playoffs. Number 3. I do have the Broncos. Number 2, I have the Patriots, and number 1, I have the Rams.
Okay. All right, Claudia, close us out. Claudia.
Okay. Oh, there you
were frozen. All right.
5 Patriots, 4 Denver, 3 Seattle, 2 I'm still going with the Bills are dangerous, Rams number 1. But having said all that, it's like you get those balls with the numbers on them and just shake them up. They can come up at any time because it's wide open. And this is the year that anybody can pull anything off. There's not like the Chiefs. Everybody thought was the Chiefs. And I still haven't heard anybody talk about the Phillip Rivers move. What do you guys think of that?
Oh my gosh, man. The only one nobody's happier than his wife. Because now maybe she could stop having kids that he's back on the football field. That man got about 15 kids, grandkids. So his wife was like, please go back. Please go back. 44 and haven't taken a hit in years. Oh, man, I don't know how he's going to feel after that first hit. But
maybe Terry Hanratty can make a comeback. What do you think?
He's going to be in a locker room on some Al Bundy stuff.
Is that right?
They said that Phillip Rivers has a biological son older than a projected starter for the Colts this week.
Wow.
Gee.
And that's something.
Yeah, grandpa's. Yeah, we got a grandpa playing quarterback in the league, right?
It's a nice. Wouldn't that be crazy though if he makes some noise? That'd make a hell. There's gonna be a lot of views on that. A lot of noise.
Yeah.
That's true.
Look, he said I believe Mark said something about Aaron Rodgers. He was running, and look, Phillip Rivers. He's gonna be skedaddling. He's not gonna
skedaddling. Hey, I like that. Hey, for all the calls, appreciate all the calls, all the text message. Too many to name, man. We had a great show. I can't wait till next week. And yeah, I think we all did our predictions. I got the Steelers beating Miami. I think, Claudia, you said they were going to lose.
I got Miami.
Yeah, Miami. Big Rome, you got the Steelers or Miami?
I think the Steelers are going to pass on them. I think they're going to win.
Okay. Jim, who did you pick?
Pittsburgh Steelers 34, Miami 32.
You say the same scores every
score.
Right.
Hey, gonna hit the number.
And that's how we update it. Thanks, fellas. Check out the website, scsportsworld.com. We'll check you out next time. Peace.